know thyself is a pretty good place to start. Like, know who you are authentically, and how do you, what experiences do you want to have in your life?
Yep.
You know, and if you're kind of someone that loves walking on the beach or going to the gym or doing that stuff, you're not the best version of yourself.
True.
You know, and we're massive on health, and that's one of our highest values. So if we're not doing that, we're not authentic. We're feeling like we're hypocritical and things like that. So you got.
G'day guys, Darcy Ninja here. We're doing a YouTube video out in the sun in Melbourne. We're holding on to this beautiful weather.
Love it.
Trying to keep our tan. So our topic today, Ninja always I like to dive into some things a little bit more psychological, mental, physical, and all aspects of health and vitality. Today we're talking who gets the best version of yourself. And I'm going to be treating Ninja's hip and quad, and we're going to dive into that because, I don't know, I think it's relative to a lot of people out there, and it's probably a topic that in relationships, it's very topical. It's something that, do we get complacent? Do we get comfortable in a relationship? And then all of a sudden, our relationship starts to, become not as vibrant, not as fun, not as healthy as maybe as it could be. So I think it's relative to me because I've just exited a long-term relationship with my ex, and I've also just started dating. And going on dates with women, you bring the best version of yourself. You get your hair cut, you put on your good cologne, you wear your best clothes, you bring the energy, you're making eye contact, you're feeling like you want to be. You want to impress that person, right? And how do you impress them? In what way or shape or form? How does that look like? What does it feel like? And these types of things. And yeah, the effort that you put in. And I think that is you exuding the best version of yourself. That's showcasing how likable you can be, how authentic you are, and all these types of things. So yeah, and I was actually listening to a podcast this morning on it, and this woman was talking about these types of things, and I just thought, oh geez, isn't this funny that this was the next podcast, as it's all in relation to where I'm at in my journey, my healing journey, my life, entering my 30s, and these types of things I think just come along for me at the right time. I think I'm probably not as religious, I'm probably more spiritual in a sense of allowing the universe to give me indications or signs or things like that, that things pop up and everything's sort of happening for a reason, or, I was meant to listen to that this morning, for the sake of my journey. So yeah, I just thought I would bring it up and have a little chat with Ninja about it. And yeah, see if you guys enjoy some of the things that we like to talk about and all of that. But yeah, so I guess what I enjoyed, what did I take away from it? It was probably that I could relate to it. I went, oh yeah, that's me, and I'm sure a lot of you are, and that's the complacency and the comfortability that you start to get into as you dive into a more, you start dating someone, and then, at the start, maybe you might not fart in front of each other, you might not show your true self. You just sort of hold yourself a little bit back because you don't want to scare them off, or you don't want them to not like you, or feel like there's an attraction there that dies or fades or whatever. So, and then you move in with each other, or you start living with each other, and you start to see the flaws, or the mood swings, or the grumps, or the fights, or whatever that starts to become part of your relationship the more you hold on to it. And hopefully these types of things aren't happening at the very beginning. You are still in that, I'm trying to impress, I'm just trying to show you my best version of me. But I guess then you start to consider, well, how compatible am I to this person? And are there flaws? Are there non-negotiables and things like that? Do they align with my values? And am I still attracted to this person? Are we compatible? Are they consistent? Are they, do I have the connection that I'm looking for? So when we start to get comfortable, right, and complacent in our relationship, who are we actually giving our energy? Because I think there's a threshold, right? There's a threshold of energy and vibrancy and effort, right? And if we exude so much and we bring it to work, right, to a stranger, which I have at my work, a new client, and I'm like on my game because I know that at work I need to be the best version of myself to heal this person, to help this person, to essentially for my business, to rebook this person, to make money, to be able to do the things that I want to do in life, right? Because if I'm not giving the best version of myself and I'm slumpy and I'm like, oh yeah, where you sore an inch here, all right, I'll just treat you like that, man, you know. How's your day been? You know, like, you know, but if you got to be engaged, you got to give them eye contact, you got to, you know, smile and be really into the treatment. So for however many hours that you're giving your best version of yourself to a complete stranger, why do we then get complacent and inconsistent within our own relationships? When we come home, when we finally have some time, you know, I think it's effort, and it's how much effort do you want to put into your relationship to make sure, or your friends, or your social life, or your, you know, it doesn't have to be a partner. It can be the people you love, your nearest and dearest. And also in this segment, we're going to talk about giving yourself the best version of yourself. So how much self-love are you looking after yourself to make sure that you filling your own cup and you're getting enough time on your own, or doing things that are in the essence of self-love. So yeah, what do you got for us, Nim? Sorry, I just did a full...
That's cool, man. To summarize a little bit, I reckon, man, it's sales.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like when you're trying to sell something, like you were saying on dates and stuff like that, you kind of exaggerate, if that's the right word, but you kind of really kind of try and promote the really good things, and you just miss out the bits that aren't in alignment with your story. You know what I mean? Like the things where you're weaker at, things like that, you want to miss them out. So like I remember like DeMartini, we love him, he talks about infatuation. So we're really infatuated with people at the start, and we kind of don't see the downsides, we just see all the upsides. Which I like to say, infatuation. You got to fart early.
Yeah.
Show them the farts. Show them the pimples and the warts and the
bad breath in the morning and
the bad breath.
But isn't it funny? Yeah. You're dating and you fucking get up a few minutes beforehand. You get the Colgate, and you lie back in bed, you know, and she's combed her hair, and you wake up and you're like, oh, why is she so beautiful? You know, really. And then fucking 6 months down later, hair's fucking done. You know.
So it's sort of like, I suppose once you got the sale, that's when you can relax. The real stuff comes out. You don't sell it anymore. You kind of think you know, and like Darcy was saying, we're probably the meanest and all that to the people that are closest to us, aren't we? Like our family, and we give them the worst version because they're going to love us no matter what. That's how we feel. So we just fucking, if we're grumpy or short or whatever, and don't want to be around anyone, we just won't engage and things like that. So the sales is done. The sale is done. So I think that's what you've got to think about. If we're going to keep our relationship alive, we've got to keep on selling, haven't we? Got to keep on doing the things that got us that sale in the first place. You know, the dates and the time together, when you got your energy is up. You know, and if your energy's down, I think you can still. I think one of my things is being able to communicate when you're fucked is really hard as a bloke. Like you're giving all your energy, you've talked out, you've kind of socialised all day as part of your job, say, and then you get home, you just want to mung out. You know, you just want to
sit on the couch,
eat and relax and not be stressed and hassled, because you need to kind of charge your battery up. And I suppose in a relationship, you want to talk about your day and things like that. And probably the last thing you want to do is talk about all the different stuff in your day. And so I think sales is probably my thing.
That's a good one.
That's what we're doing at the start. And like the start of when you're seeing somebody treating them for the first time, it's a sales thing, isn't it? You're kind of trying to show them what you can do and how you can take them from teardrops to glory. And so you're on your game, and that lifts us up, and we love that part, don't we?
That's when you're in your flow state. That's when you're feeling good. And when you are on a good date and things are flowing and you're butting in on each other's conversations, or you're just really intrigued and want to listen and you're interested and curious. That's the best part. But how do we keep that in our long-term relationship and longevity? And I think, communication is really important, because you want to check in or check out. That's one of our things we like to use here as a therapist and treating a client. Do you want me to check in and, let's have a chat and connect and tell me what's going on in your life? Or do you just need to mung out, lie there, eyes closed for an hour and just receive some treatment while you just breathe and have a little bit of a rest and charge up your batteries? So I think if you can, I think for me, a relationship that I want and type of things is, I want to make sure that my partner is still coming home and excited and wants to see me, and I get the hug and the kiss and the how was your day, for sure. But sometimes I know that it's inevitable that she's gonna feel like shit sometimes, and just something happened at work, or frustrated about traffic, or whatever it is. But if we can try and leave that at the door and bring our best versions, at least just for the first few minutes, and say, I've had a really shitty day and I just need to fucking sit on the couch, or I'm going to have a bath, I'm going to have a shower, I need a red wine, I need to just go for a walk, I need to, whatever it is. If we can communicate that and we get a good understanding of each other, and bringing your best version of yourself to that relationship, I think is a really healthy way of being with somebody that you're treating as a best friend, because your best friend also has that, you sort of do bring your best self to your best friend compared to your partner. Like, you treat your best friend, you're never just going to be like, have a real fucking crack. I mean, there's layers and there's levels to best friends. You might have had one since you've been 4 years old and you've been best mates forever and it's like a brother. But I think most best friends, we are still bringing our best version of ourselves to that relationship. So why can't we do it to our mum, to our dad, to our sister, to our cousin, to my partner, to your wife, to your husband, whoever that is? So effort, communication skills, and getting a good understanding of where you're at, where they're at. And the next part of the conversation was giving yourself time to be the best version of yourself. What does that mean for you? What do you think on that topic, Ninja? If I throw the mic to you, what's the best version of yourself mean to you, and how does that look?
I think know thyself is a pretty good place to start. Like, know who you are. Who are you authentically? And how do you, what experiences do you want to have in your life?
Yep.
And if you're kind of someone that loves walking on the beach or going to the gym or doing that stuff, if you're fucking not doing it, you're not the best version of yourself.
True.
And we're massive on health, and that's one of our highest values. So if we're not doing that, we're not authentic. We're feeling like we're hypocritical and things like that. So you got to actually timetable it in. So you got to timetable in sprints and a treatment, or fucking get your nails done, whatever it is for you, your hair done. Make sure you're doing all that stuff. Or whatever it is in your life. If you're into some sort of crafts or holidays or whatever it is, you got to fucking make sure you're doing the stuff that's going to get you the holiday, saving the money,
nice,
all that kind of stuff. So kind of knowing yourself, I think, is a really good place to start. So then you can kind of be the best version of yourself, because you're actually working on those things consistently. So I kind of like consistency over complexity, I think, is a really good little phrase, because like one-off efforts doesn't make you the man. It's sort of, if you it's just a blink, whatever that word is.
It's not just a snapshot or a photo or a moment that makes you a champion. It's all the little efforts.
So where are you consistent? And if you're not doing what you want to do, fucking make sure you start doing it consistently. Because we've got a quote on the mirror in Richmond, like, it's 2 years before somebody can trust you, I reckon, that you are that is your identity. If you kind of say, I just give up smoking yesterday,
it's like, meh.
But if you gave up smoking 2 years ago, you gave up drinking 2 years ago, you gave up whatever 2 years ago, and you've been doing this for 2 years, then you got something there.
Becomes part of your identity.
Yeah. So.
I like it. I learn a lot in these conversations. It's good. And I think what I can take away from that, in summary, is figuring out your value system. So once you understand your value system, you know your hierarchy of your values is health is number one, or social life, or family, or finance, or wealth creation. It might be
spiritual.
Or
mental.
It might be mental, might be emotional.
Finances,
Whatever it is, it might just be relationships. It might be my highest value is my partner, or it's up there. If you can figure out your top four and then start living in alignment and accordance to those, and as you said, Ninja said, you got to make time for it. You can't say my highest value is health and my second highest value is relationship with my wife, and my third highest value or my third highest value is social life, and then you work so bloody hard from 9 to 9 every single day, and you don't even get to the gym. You might get there once or twice a week. You're eating shit, you're on blue screens, and you say that your highest value is health. Like, it's just, you're not living in accordance with your values, and therefore you are not acting in that spirit of self-love. You're not actually, you say what you're not doing what you say, you know? You're full of shit. And unfortunately, there's a lot of people that are full of shit. You know, it's like, when was the last time you did yoga? The yoga mat sat there for 4 days, I can tell. Hasn't moved. Oh yeah, I did it 2 days ago. Don't lie to yourself, just be honest. Have some integrity and keep yourself accountable. If you need to do that with your partner, or you need to do it for yourself, jot down a week or a month in your diary of when I'm going to get to the gym, how I'm going to eat, and make sure you're living in accordance with that. Because to get the best version of yourself, and when you're feeling your best, you are living in alignment with your values. And yeah, so if you're getting a bit confused or what that means in terms of how do I get the best version of me, it's go and do your value system. And I think it's online, the
DiMartini. You just go on his website. You can print it off, and like we like printing it off and then writing it, like with a pen. Like, I think there's doing it, digitally isn't the same as kind of that thought going from your brain through your arm, then writing it. It's different, and then you can actually physically hold it as well and put it up. Where you can't put a screen up. Well, I suppose you could, but it's sort of just different. And then you can kind of just look at it. Yeah. Are you happy with what you've been doing? Because what the values determination thing is, it's not what you think you are, it's what you're actually demonstrating, it's what you're doing. So that's what your real values are. That's what you're making time for already. So if you kind of just wasting your life away on your screens or whatever it might be, you're not doing the things that you really want to be doing. I think I said our last little chat was like, people that are doing all the stuff they want to do in their life, they're not going to have regrets. They fill in their bucket all the time. So they're not fear of dying.
There's no shame.
There's no shame. You're just doing it. It's living it. So you're working out what you want, what you want to experience, and then fucking just do it.
Doesn't have to be a dream. We've all got dreams. Yeah, and we all wanted this beautiful end goal. But if you're not putting things in place to make that dream happen, then you're living in La La Land. And La La Land's dangerous because you're lying to yourself, you're lying to your friends, you're lying to the people that you're talking to about, I want to do all these great things. And you'll start to lose yourself in the journey and your social life because, fuck man, I've been hearing Johnny saying he's going to fucking finally open up his florist or his gym. He's been saying it for 20 years. He's never going to do it, and that's the backlash, and that's what you cop. So start implementing the things that you want. Oh, I want to open up an amazing health clinic that has all these, ice baths and saunas and PTs and body workers, and everybody can come in here and it's green and lush and beautiful. That might be a dream of yours or a dream of ours, but how are you making that happen? How can I wake up every day and tick off little goals, little achievements? Because it's, as Ninja said earlier, it's not just self-love, and doing things for yourself is not one act. It's consistent acts. It's putting pavers in front of you and just keep moving forward and walking, and that cascade effect of just continuously doing something for yourself.
You are what you repeatedly do.
You are what you repeatedly
Aristotle.
do. Aristotle.
Yeah.
That's cool. So yeah, who are you bringing the best version of yourself to the ones you love the most, or are you getting what's the right word? Are you not having the patience for them because it's I can't be fucked. I'll just shut up. I'll do the dishes, or I'm just a slob and spitting, and farting, and whatever. It's how we are as humans. We get complacent and comfortable. That's fine in small doses. You got to make sure there's a balance. There's a balance of both, and bring the best version of yourself to the people you love the most. And yeah, it's important to bring the best version of yourself to work or to a stranger that you want to help. And it's good to be a kind person and caring to as many people as you can, but just remember there is a threshold, and you can't, once you've used all that energy, you're just going to burn the candle at both ends, and you're going to end up exploding, or fuck, I need a drink, or I need to watch some porn, or I need to gamble, or I need to fucking hit somebody, frustrated, you're going to blow up. So look after yourself, self-love, self-care, do the things in alignment that you love doing, fill your cup, and yeah.
Life's be good.
Life's be good.
Yep.
Get some body work.
Yeah, get some body work done.
All right, we've got another topic next week, but if you guys have topics that you would like us to cover, write it in the comments below. Tell us what you thought. Did you get something out of this? Can you relate to it? Did it resonate with it? And yeah, we'll keep firing our thoughts and processes towards you as well, and our little insights. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Thank you. Done. Done.